Welcome back to my channel, The Throw's Definitive, where we talk yo-yos and this love of the throw. I wanted to speak on the state of yo-yos as regards BiMetals. I'm speaking on it because there's a lot of information out there and a lot of what I consider non-information. There's not a lot to describe BiMetals or whatever, so I just wanted to make a quick video and speak on BiMetals, especially with the holiday season ramping up and people are looking to buy purchases and whatnot. So I kind of wanted to give a little insight into this whole BiMetal craze that's going on right now. This is current as of December 2016. So, yo-yos. Far from being the hand-carved wooden yo-yos that migrated to the U.S. from the Philippines in the 1930s or 1800s, late 1800s, I'm not sure. But now modern yo-yos have a lot of different features. Some are hard plastic, some are composites. We have metal yo-yos with steel parts and whatnot, and we have BiMetals. And some would argue the cream of the crop are the titaniums. But I wanted to talk about BiMetals. So, BiMetal, what is it? We're going to define that. And I'm going to do this video in 3 parts. I'm going to talk about BiMetals a little bit, their impact on the genre. I'm going to talk about some resources that you can refer to, as well as some of my thoughts on the BiMetals, like my personal opinion and whatnot. And then I'm going to talk about some prices and options that you as a consumer have available to you. The reason is because BiMetals are a nice hot trend in yo-yos right now, but some of the manufacturers are charging ridiculous prices as far as I'm concerned. Now, I will speak on that a little later, but that's part 3. Part 1. BiMetals, what are they? A BiMetal yo-yo is simply a yo-yo that's comprised of 2 different metals, usually aluminum and steel, as the case is with this Ezekiel Volt. We have a 6061 aluminum body and a stainless steel ring on the inside. Some yo-yos, like this lithium here, is comprised of a harder, denser aluminum alloy 7075, and this is brass on here. We also have yo-yos that feature copper, and in some cases titanium, which I will touch on in part 3. So what does this do? Why do we have BiMetal yo-yos? Well, the short answer is the heavier metal, or the secondary metal in a BiMetal yo-yo, the steel or the brass in this case, improves the yo-yo's throwing power and its spin. Now this results in a longer spin time and allows players to develop more complicated string tricks and routines. Yo-yo players and competitors and competitions take full advantage of this increased spin time by featuring 2, 3, 4-minute routines with tricks that are seriously complicated and take hours to learn, practice, and develop. And this relies heavily on increased spin times. So the question is asked, is BiMetal a fad? Is it a serious step that pushes yo-yo design and performance? Will it become the new standard? That question came up on a yo-yo subreddit, and I had to I read through it, and I'm going to paraphrase what was said there. The response was by an industry insider, and I found it very interesting. He said that BiMetal yo-yos are a necessary step, a serious step in the evolution of yo-yo design and performance. Manufacturers look to tweak the weight and the distribution of that weight beyond the limitations of normal mono-metal yo-yo designs. Manufacturers can thus put weight exactly where they want it. The goal is simple. They want higher performing single metal, bi-metal, and maybe even tri-metal designs. So, in short, bi-metal yo-yos are here to stay, at least for a time. Now, if you're just an average consumer, all this talk and whatnot doesn't really translate to somebody who's not really into the yo-yo thing. But I wanted to at least touch on why we have that BiMetals, why they are a hot trend right now. And how hot? Well, I've seen older BiMetal yo-yos that were like got they start in like 2012. I remember seeing one. There was a BiMetal yo-yo that was released in 2012, and BiMetals didn't really hit. There have been some, plastic with metal rings, plastic with rubber rings, and some attempts to push design forward. But really, it didn't take off until 2015, and now we're into the last part of 2016. Okay? Like I said, the average consumer, however, all this hoopla and this information, it can be a little overwhelming. And the average consumer may ask, what's the difference between a $35 yo-yo or a $450 yo-yo? And if you go onto the Yo-Yo Expert website, they have 55 different entries under the BiMetal category. And on their website, yo-yos hover around $100, $120, $160. And as I mentioned earlier, there have been some $450 yo-yos available on their website. Now, me personally, those are sponsorship prices. I'm a firm believer in this adage that I found out. A yo-yo doesn't make the player makes the yo-yo. Now, to add weight to that argument or that idea, Gentry Stein, world champion yo-yo player, won U.S. Nationals with a $17 plastic yo-yo. Why? Not because the yo-yo was anything special. Personally, I don't like it all that much. But Gentry Stein operates at a level few of us operate on. He put in years of practice, years of making a routine, years of touring, getting into the yo-yo community and whatnot. And he did it with a $17 plastic yo-yo. So a person doesn't necessarily have to spend $150, $220, $230, $445. You don't have to spend all of that. Okay, what is the value that you derive from the yo-yo? Should you go all in on this BiMetal craze? Only you can answer that. You know what your budget is. You know what draws you to yo-yos, the aesthetics, the precision, or what have you. Okay? Part 2. What attracts me to yo-yos are simple things. You'll notice that most of my yo-yos are unspectacular. I prefer nuance and subtlety in my yo-yos. See? My son likes Splash. This is a nice yo-yo. I would buy this. As a matter of fact, I'm a little jealous. I probably will get me one of these. But I think the yo-yo shouldn't do all the talking as far as like splashes and wild colors and this, that, and the other. I'm a believer in let the tricks do the talking. Learn your craft. And then people will say, okay, what yo-yo is that you used? And I'm like, oh, I use this fist salute, blah, 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 blah. Okay? But yo-yoing, in a word, involves beauty, precision, practice, some flair, a little razzle-dazzle. And those are the things that attract me to certain yo-yos. These are why I pick the ones that I do. This is not real loud. This is not jumping out at you. It's subtle. So it kind of draws you in. But that's not my particular taste in yo-yos. It's not everybody else's. So that's why you have a plethora of choices. But there can be overwhelming. Now, Yo-Yo Expert is a very good resource. Very good. But it's not the only one. Remember, their BiMetals hover around $100, $200. And I just cannot justify spending that kind of money on a yo-yo. So, what other resources are there? I'm going to list a couple of websites that you can look up in your own time. First off, Yo-Yo Empire, Yo-Yo Best Buy, Yo-Yo Raven, The Return Top Shop, YoYoStore.cz, which I think is Czechoslovakia. I'm not sure. And then Yo-Yo Store Rewind, which serves the US and Eurasian markets. These are other credible resources that you can get into and shop and buy better or cheaper or what have you. Whatever you're looking for, there's just a plethora of options. In addition to that, Yo-Yo News has a website and they discuss yo-yos, they give reviews, they talk about events, things of that nature. Okay?